What's up, everybody? This is Jeff Moore, currently serving as the CEO of ICE. And before we jump into today's episode, let me take a moment to introduce Jane, the clinic management software and EMR that so many of us in the ICE community use and practice. Change is a normal part of clinic life. Maybe you're expanding your team, introducing new offerings, or growing your client list. As your clinic evolves, it's important to have an EMR that not only supports those changes, but also grows with you. Jane's new Balance, Practice, and Thrive pricing plans offer flexibility, allowing you to easily switch from one plan to another depending on your current and future needs. There's no long-term commitment either, just simple month-to-month payments that let you focus on running your clinic. And with every plan, you get features like one-on-one telehealth, email appointment reminders, and unlimited support. Visit jane.app/pricing to find a plan that fits your needs starting at $39 a month here in the US. And when you're ready to get started, use the code ICEPT1MO to sign up for a 1-month grace period on your new account. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Rachel, ice climbing or regular climbing, and once you answer that question, which of the two is your favorite, and what is your all-time favorite hike? All-time favorite.
Climbing is an and.
We need a choice.
You need a choice?
If you could only ice climb or, what do we call it? Dry climb?
Rock climb?
Rock climb?
Not
if
ice.
we could only do one of those for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
If I had to pick one for the rest of my life, it would be rock.
Okay. And what is your favorite rock climbing experience to date?
I think the last time I was down in Red River Gorge.
Where is that?
In Kentucky.
Okay.
Like 45 minutes east of Lexington.
Okay. Well-known climbing spot
Oh,
for
yeah.
those that climb?
Yeah, that's like the Mecca in the Midwest.
Love it.
Well, that's not really Midwest anymore, but
Available all routes, like beginner to expert, or is there a certain climber that really should be considering going to the...
no. There's tons of routes.
Love
and
that.
you can climb stuff that most people can't do. And then there's some nice beginner friendly things too.
How many days could somebody stay out there, like have a relatively new adventure every day? I mean, how much?
A year.
Wow. Wow. There's that much.
There's a lot of climbing there.
45 minutes from Lexington? Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yep.
Wonderful. Awesome. Rachel.
I did answer your hike question, but I don't really know what my answer
No,
to that is.
that was great. We want to be able to point
Okay.
them somewhere. Welcome to the show. Let's jump into it. So Rachel, we always want to start at the end, and then we're going to walk back from there. So why don't you tell the listeners right now kind of what does your professional world look like? And then we're going to go back to basically PT school and explain how you got there. The point of this season is journeys. We're going to lay yours out. Tell the listeners where you are right now.
Okay. Right now, the bulk of my time is spent working for ICE in an administrative role. So as the chief administrative officer, that is my full time. And then I have multiple part-times.
Yeah, lay them
So,
out.
yeah. So I have a small clinic, cash-based, inside of a CrossFit gym.
What's it called?
CrossFit, well, the gym is CrossFit Melior. My clinic is Melior Movement Lab.
Cool.
Yep. So not treating very much. See a handful of patients week over week.
Cool.
Coach maybe 5 to 7 or 8 classes a week.
Oh, nice.
So that's the gym part. And then seasonally, we'll work for an ice climbing club in Fenton.
Explain that for the listeners, because I sure as hell didn't know what it was
Well,
when you first told me.
and a lot of people get confused when I say I'm going to work, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm working with ice. They're like, "Ice climbing or ice the company?"
I love it.
So ice climbing, we have it's an old orchard up in Fenton. So Fenton's a little bit, I don't know, maybe half an hour south of Flint. And there's 2 constructed towers that are 40 and 70 feet tall.
Okay.
Garrett Peabody, who owns the place, has an irrigation system kind of run to the top. So it looks like, shower head sprinklers up at the top that, as long as it's cold enough, flip the water on, water trickles down, freezes. And then there's a couple old snow machines, so you can blast the water at the tower and make it freeze. So and then you can climb it, which is cool because there's a lot of climbing in Michigan further north, but you usually have to, if you want to go ice climb outside, you usually have to like go somewhere and make a trip of it. So
like above the Mackinac Bridge north, or just up in
yeah,
Lower Peninsula more?
Oh no, like above the bridge,
Okay.
like
No, that's a haul.
like northern Upper Peninsula, even so, Lake Superior Shore.
5
and
hours
then,
from you, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So the spot and fit in school because people can come and test it out. And
Do you get a do you get a membership? Do you just show up and pay a day pass? How does it work?
Yeah, you can show up and pay a day pass,
Okay.
or you can be a member.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've got that going on. So we've got obviously running some stuff with the ice on the ice side and the admin side. Also expand on your teaching on the ice side as well.
Yeah. So this year started, well, I guess it was the end of last year, started as lead faculty for Rehabilitation of the Injured Runner Live, and then TA for the online course.
Love it.
So, like,
Which I just saw.
Yeah.
12
We just
hours
did
ago.
it.
Yeah, we just did
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we're in Colorado. We just did it. Great. Okay, beautiful. So laying kind of the whole suite of services out there, doing admin stuff, doing lead faculty stuff, both in person and online, seeing some folks in the clinic during the week, coaching in the clinic, and then also working at the ice climbing gym.
yeah. And then I do some programming for people too.
I love it. What kind of programming for what?
I have a couple of people that I do. They're just like kind of week over week strength training.
Okay.
One's just
Just like recreational athletes.
yeah.
Yeah.
For one of them, another girl that I'm working with as a climber. She's an endurance swimmer, so that's been kind of fun.
Nice.
I don't do her swimming program, but just the like complementary strength programming with it.
Yep.
And then I have a few running focused clients, so anywhere from like half marathon, marathon, ultra kind of stuff.
Love it.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Okay. Enjoying all this stuff?
oh yeah,
Love that. Let's then take a journey back. So, again, the big part of the show was trying to show people where you made decisions that led to where you are today. So take us back, not like back like grade school back, like, hey, when I wanted to be a PT, but in PT school,
Yeah.
you're going through PT school. What were the first couple of things you did that began to set you on the path to get you where you are today?
took an ice course.
What year in school?
It was my second year in school. I think kind of like beginning of second year.
And how did that line up to like what you were learning, like at that time? What was the course, and then how did it line up with what you were learning?
So the course was taught by you.
Yep.
And it was the lumbar spine course.
Yep.
And it lined up kind of perfectly with where we were at in coursework at that point in PT school.
Okay.
Like we kind of just started our like musculoskeletal track.
Okay. So why take the course? You're in school.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you were coming to teach it at our school.
Yep.
So that was a big
Convenient.
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Was curious to meet you, right? Previously had only heard you yell online.
Totally.
So, yeah, Mitch, Alan, myself, another couple of friends of ours were in your masterminds program. So that was kind of our connection to you. And then I don't know how you actually set up coming to teach there. I don't know if Mitch did Alan ask you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alan said, hey, would you
Of course
come?
it was Alan.
Yeah, of course. And I actually told him, I was like, dude, I don't think that's going to work. I'm like, it's really hard to get into schools. And Alan and I have talked at length about this, but he was like, there's a system. I'll figure out the system. And he did.
Yeah, it worked.
And there we were.
We went for a really sketchy ass run afterwards.
We did.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that Flint, Michigan crushes in the trail options in town. That was pretty.
Not dirt trail. They have some concrete trails.
Yeah. But I mean, we took our life in our own hands, however many miles we went. I remember being like, man, this is not, either safe nor very scenic. Nothing against Flint.
It was not scenic.
It was not scenic.
No one died.
No one died. And then you took the course again.
I took it multiple times, but the next weekend you were
Yeah.
teaching up in Traverse City. And so we drove up there and took cervical spine.
Wrapped it out. Was it nice?
Yeah, it was a different one.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about your feelings. So again, I think you're in class, you're learning something in school, you take the ice course. Are they on the same page? Are they not? Where does that kind of lead you?
Very different pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unpack that a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so we had started our spine coursework, I think, and I remember sitting in class one day, our instructor, our professor was trying to teach us about sacral torsion, sacral rotation, right on right, left on right, left on, all those.
Yeah.
And there was one particular day that she was mixing up left and right. And I remember thinking, like, what is this? How are we supposed to use this? It doesn't really make sense. Shortly after that, took the lumbar spine course with you, with ICE, and that seemed doable. It was like, this makes sense. Like, this seems like how you actually how like people in life actually works, and not just some conceptual kind of naming minuscule kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it seemed more usable, which we were about to go into the clinic like for our first we did like a 6-week rotation that fall, so we hadn't done that yet. So it was like, oh, I feel now like I could actually go and maybe do something if someone came in with back pain, and not be totally lost. So
I think it's so I guess the first thing I want to know was, how did that feel like psychologically? Like, you're paying for PT school, you're well into it at this point. Was it depressing? Like, oh my gosh.
It was such a relief.
The opposite.
Yeah. It was like seeing that there could be a way to make it feel good and make sense. I don't like things that don't make sense.
Yeah. I think so many people react the opposite, or maybe are even hesitant to learn other models because you're paying quite a hefty sum for what you're learning. And then the idea of like, maybe it isn't right, like, is pretty devastating. I think for a lot of folks, like kind of the sunken cost fallacy of like, but I'm paying so much, it has to be right. It sounds like you did not have this reaction. You were more like, hey, at least I found a viable way. I'm going to charge forward.
Yeah. It was like, I knew I was going to complete my program and finish what we were doing. So that seemed like the way to actually finish it, and then move on and enjoy what you're doing and not be frustrated.
I love that. So you found a way. You were willing to be mentally flexible and adapt. So take us from there. So when you move on, what did you do as far as the ICE side and continuing learning? What did you do as far as the initial clinic side? Take us through that first part of your journey.
Well, we just got in the car. Any weekend there was an ICE course we could drive to.
Okay.
So I think you gave us a student discount.
Yep.
So we'd go wherever.
Yeah.
Jefferson, Pennsylvania. We got Eric to come to U of M. Yeah. So he came back. So pretty much any way we could take more ICE courses, we did it.
Unpack the East Coast adventure.
The East Coast adventure.
I think it's great to reflect on the early, because we're talking very early days.
This is early days.
Like, I mean, first year or two of actual live courses.
When is 20? This is 2015.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I started school in 2014. This is 2015.
So you drive
that fall.
You drive out to. It was Maryland.
It was Maryland.
Maryland. So how far of a drive is that, first of all?
Well, I slept the whole way, so I think it's like,
it's a good
I don't know,
12 hours, isn't it?
Something like that.
All right. So you drive out to Maryland to talk about the course.
Well, we flew out to Maryland first to like sleep on the floor at Mike Eisenhardt's house.
That's right.
And kind of hear the initial workings of
productivity.
Yeah. So I remember sitting around that big table the next day kind of feeling like I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I'm happy to be here. Then we went further into Maryland to do a course in a garage.
Yep. And this is
we were very poor.
Yep.
Yes, we slept in the garage.
Man, I haven't thought about this in a long time. So this is Gene Shirakabradz's garage at his house. He's got this massive garage with a wood-heated stove in there.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was wood-heated. And we basically set up treatment tables for the class, and you all got blankets and slept on the massage tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Perez fell off.
I think so, too.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about this company at this point? I mean, so we roll over there in the morning. You all basically get out of bed, and we get after 2 full days.
Yeah, we throw our sleeping bags back in the car, get them out of the way. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Like it just had I don't know, it was enticing. Like there was an energy and an excitement there that was not the boring slide read from a textbook kind of school education.
Yeah. And I think it's fun. Like, it's just like following a band early on, right? Like we were all so
groupies.
New. and we didn't, none of us knew what we were doing. We just knew that we were on to, I think, something better, you know?
You knew more than us, though.
I remember Carling Butler we had quite the crew at that course. It's great because you all were willing to commit earlier than probably seemed sane to most people. I mean, it was a very organic, very, we were piecing things together as we went. No question about it.
There were definitely some questions of why are you paying to go take courses while you're in school?
Totally. which most people will not do, let alone drive 12 hours, let alone sleep on a massage table in a garage.
I can sleep anywhere, so that part was okay.
That was helpful. Okay, so you're driving all over the place, which I think, you look at where you've now gotten in the company. I think that early commitment was so relevant to that end point. But I remember seeing you and Dan and Alan all the time. Like, if it was like you said, if it was drivable,
we went.
You were there.
I think by the time I graduated PT school, I probably had taken lumbar spine like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And cervical about the same.
So then when you graduated, talk about how your initial decision, so you've got all this learning now. You've taken tons of Con Ed courses. What do you do initially coming out of school and why?
Yeah. I thought the next step was to go to a residency. It seemed the logical progression. That's what you and some other people you had teaching had done. So that seemed like the next thing.
Yep.
It fit well with my brain.
Yep.
Right. I like direction. I like knowing what the next step is. So that was like, okay, I'm going to go do this. I would have gone the next day, but couldn't settle on a spot to convince my husband to move to.
Okay. Yep.
Like, I printed out maps at one point and color coded, like, hey, use this green pencil to color in anywhere you're open to moving to. I actually did this. I was tired of having the discussion.
Yeah.
Yellow was like kind of neutral, and red was an absolute no-go. So tried to match up. I think I probably called or texted you every week for, hey, who do you have in California? Hey, who do you have in, I don't even know where we looked.
Yeah.
Virginia. I think that was one of them too.
Yeah. That was a green pencil. Virginia.
I think one of us might have been green and one might have been yellow for that. It was on the table.
But
though.
I remember these calls. Hey, who do you have there? Who do you have there?
Yeah. And so then I'd reach out to that person and kind of start a conversation about, like, hey, what's it look like to, maybe have you as a mentor for residency program. And so I'd like make a little progress, come back to my husband. He'd be like, I don't think I actually want to move there. So, okay, on to the next one. So do like rinse and repeat, same process. And I think, I don't know, maybe after 4, 5, I was like, okay, do you actually, like, will you actually move somewhere? And he was like, no, I don't want to. So like, okay, what's the next option?
Yeah.
And the next option was ice immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To give the listeners some framework, people always ask me, did you make any big mistakes early on in the company? And I always say, well, for a while we had this program called Ice Immersion. And my thought process was, it was like one price, right? And you could take as many courses as you wanted.
Yeah, I think it was
maybe $1,000 or something.
It was like $1,000 over 3. Like I think it was $1,000 for 3 years. Like you paid $1,000 every year for 3 years.
A couple years.
Yeah, but in that you could take as many courses.
And what I underestimated was your all's willingness
to
take an
much underestimated
amount of courses. And so there were only a handful of you.
But we took a ton of classes.
Man, we take a lot of classes. And so looking back, I still laugh at, like, if there is something we lost a ton of money on, but won in the long game, because here we all are.
There we go.
But boy, that was painful, like early on.
I don't know how many courses I took then, but that was the argument to my husband. Like, if we're not moving somewhere, I'm going to leave on weekends. I'm going to travel. I'm going to take all of these courses and get my mentorship that way.
And that was okay. And that was okay on the home front.
I wouldn't have let it go.
Yeah, that was
so that was my compromise.
I love that. Okay, so that's your Con Ed side. So you found a way. Hey, and again, I think for the listeners listening, trying to progress forward, a good like reflection point of like hitting the roadblock with the residency. Hey, what else is out there? Hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to maximize it in a way that maybe he doesn't even expect. So now you've got this Con Ed route.
You stopped that pretty soon.
We did stop that pretty soon. So then you've got this Con Ed route. You've got unlimited courses. You're knocking out ICE courses one after another. What are you doing professionally? So now you're graduating. How are things lining up? What are you doing on that side?
Yeah. I ended up taking a job in a clinic that I really didn't want to take.
Yeah. How come?
Because I needed a paycheck.
Yep.
Yeah. My last clinic rotation was somewhere that I thought I would like to stay. It was kind of a niche clinic working with endurance athletes.
Yeah.
But after kind of doing rotation there, like love the people, but how I wanted to treat wasn't quite kind of fitting with how they were already established in treating. So it didn't actually seem like that would be a good fit.
Yeah.
Or like a valid option moving forward.
Yep.
And then there was the, oh shit, I thought that's what was going to work. Yeah. And now I need to find a job.
Yep.
Yeah.
So grab something local that was convenient.
Yeah, convenient enough.
What didn't you like about it when you say like, hey, a job I didn't necessarily want? Like you
Yeah,
were
it was
caught.
kind of the mill setup. Like, have a lot of patients on your schedule, overlapping, really
Yep.
no control over who's getting on your schedule, when they're being seen, not a lot of like collaboration with, like, we had PTAs and techs in the clinic, but it wasn't like I could work with one person and try and like be on the same page. So I might see someone for an eval and then never get to see them again, or kind of
Yeah.
like they have to be scheduled with someone else. So it was very hard to.
Did you try to change the system? I get questions all the time where people tell me like, you know, Jeff, what do I do? The people around me aren't practicing the way I want to practice. You know, should I try to get them on? What was your take? Did you just stay in
Yeah,
your
I
own?
tried.
Did you?
I mean, I at least had my, like, I knew it would be just me with a patient for initial evaluation.
Yeah.
So I at least could do that, how,
Yeah.
like, ICE process could stick to that in that one session at least. But then beyond that was super challenging.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as much as I might want to see someone in the first couple minutes and kind of check in and make sure, like, I know if they're doing better or they're doing worse or we've made no progress, I might not be able to see the person right away,
Yep.
which would be frustrating because then they would go through like, well, this person's here early, so they're going to start, but the tech has to take them through. And now by the time I actually see them, they've done all their exercises, which nothing was progressed or changed because they just did what they did last time.
Yep.
And by that point, like, it's hard to reassess, or there's no purpose in reassessing. So it was hard to keep any consistency or continuity.
So you're in this environment and you're in immersion. You keep taking courses.
I keep taking courses.
One could say why you can't. You just said you couldn't do it. Like
Yeah.
your system wasn't conducive to it. I'm assuming each course only increased your desire to do it well, which you couldn't do,
Yes.
and you continue down these paths.
Yes.
Okay.
So I started taking more courses because that was like the one time to connect with people that thought the same way, which was good. And then, yes, come back and be like, well, okay, what part of it can I improve on
Okay.
in the setting I'm in?
Yep.
Not that it made it, I mean, it helped a little bit to have
little.
a focus, but
Not nothing. Yeah.
it didn't make me want to stay there.
Yeah. So when does that run its course? So what was the? So I mean, you can only have these two things happening together for so long. You keep learning, you're getting better, but you can't serve your patients the way you want to. There's an end point to this. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, I just kept looking for any opportunity to leave.
Yeah.
So maybe like a year and a half in, like I had switched clinics, same company. Year and a half in, had an opportunity to not start my own clinic, but be the physical therapist in a new clinic setting that someone else was opening. It was in a big like sports complex. So I was stoked about that. I thought, hey, this is going to be great. I mean, it's mostly youth athletes, but they had adult fitness stuff kind of going on too. So I was like, that's kind of more so where I want to be. So thankfully left the other clinic and got to start there.
Okay.
And did kind of finally have that autonomy to be able to structure, for the most part, like a session however I wanted to, follow up how I wanted to, and kind of actually finally put that into practice.
Okay.
So
Are we still there?
nope.
Keep us going.
So that was kind of, I don't know, maybe like late spring, early summer 2019.
Okay.
When that was like finally kind of getting started, getting rolling, like finally getting like figuring out how to filter athletes from the different programs there into PT, and kind of just built, like, even though it was all the same company, there are lots of different moving pieces. So not everything was a very seamless, like, oh, you're here, that means you go to PT here. So still trying to kind of do that marketing internally, so trying to kind of build momentum there and get that going. And then COVID happened, and the whole complex had to shut down because it was all like recreational sport stuff. So none of that, in gym. So none of that was allowed to be open.
Yeah.
And pretty quick into that, the owners decided that they were going to not try to open the clinic back up.
Okay.
So like cut losses and just we're done.
Okay.
So
bit of a tough spot for you.
it was a bit of a tough spot. COVID, no job.
Yep.
Didn't really want to go to a hospital and find a job.
Yep.
So yeah.
Where do we go from there?
Lots of searching.
Yeah.
Started to do some telehealth, which was
okay.
like I was bored.
Yep.
Like I'm like I need to do something.
And we had Rob Vining teaching it at ICE for a while, how to do it, all the things.
So I had taken that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it just kind of started with anyone that I knew of around me. I think for a bit I was plugged in with Onward for Michigan before there was an Onward clinic in Michigan.
Yep. And we had the whole name fiasco where somebody else had trademarked the name.
Yeah, wanted to open an Onward clinic, thought that might be the time because I didn't have a job at the moment.
Yep.
Hit a roadblock.
Yep. And then we were early
Couldn't
on.
do
We
it.
didn't know really what we were doing. So we're trying to figure out trademark stuff, and that was a mess.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I have to find something.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I need a paycheck, and two, I'm really bored.
It could have been tempting to jump back into a mill. I mean, but you were unwilling, I'm assuming. You had done enough of that.
Well, I mean, I was looking for anything.
Yeah.
And there wasn't that
with the world shut
much.
down.
Yeah, clinics weren't really hiring many people.
If anything, it was going the other way.
Yeah, they had people that weren't even back up to full time
getting
yet.
Payroll protection, trying to stay above
the
water.
So a couple clinics, I was like, well, this would be maybe a good spot, but they're just like, well, we're not doing any. We can't bring anyone on right now.
Yeah.
So found one clinic, had an interview there, got offered a job, started reading through all their legal stuff and was like, this is weird. I don't like this. Just weird vibes on non-compete stuff. And it was just odd. It was like, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So I didn't take that. Kept searching for a little longer. Found another clinic, which was good. It was kind of close to home, but again, it was a private practice, a little bit more flexibility, but still very mill-ish feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So started working there. Mm-hmm. Felt good to be back in a clinic.
Yeah.
At least.
Getting some reps.
Yeah. Seeing patients again.
Still doing ice courses. And at this point, helping out a bit.
Yeah. At this point, I had started TAing
Yep.
in the spine division.
And on the admin side.
A little bit. Yeah. Which I think that was just I kept asking you and Alan to give me something to do.
Yeah. Throw me something.
Yeah. Let me do something. So, yeah. Had a job in the clinic then, and yes, was starting to I think I started to TA right out of school.
Okay.
Before I finished the immersion 3 years, I was TAing some of the courses.
Love it. So another way to get reps, although you wouldn't have had to pay anyways, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then final career move. Are we up to kind of where we are now?
No, not yet. I got fired from that clinic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I know. Which was actually one of the best things that happened.
Yeah.
Because I had been trying to work on figuring out how to open my own clinic.
Yeah.
I had started going to a CrossFit gym. I talked to the owner a little bit about what would it maybe look like to at some point start something there. Mm-hmm. Couldn't quite figure out how to make that transition, how to make it where I would have income and not give up a ton. How to minimize that period in between. And then they fired me, so.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great. And then?
Yeah. And then I opened a clinic inside of the gym.
Awesome. How did you have that opportunity in the gym?
In the gym? I wanted to coach and had taught, we had the gym move space. There used to be a massage therapist that used one of the upstairs offices at the gym.
Okay.
She moved.
Okay.
And so there was an open room. So I had talked to the gym owner about using that space potentially and figuring out how to make that work. That was a little earlier on. So the idea was there. I started coaching to kind of know our members better, move into that role.
Yep.
And with the goal of eventually opening the clinic, doing both.
Yeah.
But then that just kind of got a speed boost.
Yep.
So.
And that's where we still are.
That's where I am.
Okay.
Yep. Have started doing more for ice, and so I've backed off a little bit on the clinic hours and on the coaching hours.
Yep. Enjoying the community though, the coaching.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's the best part of the day.
I love that you're saying that. What do you love about it so much?
People are funny.
People are funny.
And they always do something stupid.
Yeah.
And then they turn and look at you and they're like, did you see that? It's like, yes, I saw that. Like, it's literally my job to watch you all right now. I see everything. No, they're just fun. It's fun to help people that want to be there and are already making that investment. So if they're there, like, I'm going to give you whatever you need.
Yeah.
You've already come here, so I'm going to help you where you're at.
I love that.
And that's fun.
How many members at the gym?
Oh, I'm not good with numbers.
How many classes a day?
We have 5 classes every day.
Okay. How many folks are in each class?
We have some that are like 15 people and some that are, I mean, that's like our crazy 5:30 a.m. people.
Yep. They are always crazy too.
We
just saw them this morning.
I know.
Yep.
It's the same. Every gym, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we'll have some classes that are maybe 4 or 5, just depending on what time.
Nice. Nice. Beautiful. So walking back, key decisions along the way, the willingness to take Con Ed while you're paying for a doctorate program. Mm-hmm. The willingness to say, I think I like some things that I see here maybe a bit more than what I'm paying a tremendous amount of money for, which I don't think is easy to decide. I think most people struggle with that of, hey, I'm investing so much here. If this other thing that's very different is right, then this was a dumb decision. But that didn't seem to bother you.
Well, I knew I had to finish to get a degree.
Yeah.
So if I already knew I was going to do that, then I at least wanted to, I don't know, be able to come out and then do something that felt good.
Yeah.
Or that I was excited about.
You make the decision to do it, but not just do it once, but to drive your car around on weekends, paying for courses.
Yeah.
Almost fanatically, including doing a course in a garage.
Yeah.
Sleeping on massage tables.
Yeah.
And that seemed
fun.
Fine.
Yeah. I think I would have enjoyed the like dirtbag climber kind of lifestyle, so it kind of fit into that a little bit.
Yeah.
It is maybe my way of like, I don't know. I think I missed that time of life, so that was maybe my way of fulfilling that.
Tapping into that a little bit?
Yeah, tapping into that.
I love that. Okay, and then ultimately taking a job that was imperfect, but knowingly imperfect. I mean, sometimes the family can't move or whatever. But you knew that. But even though you were in a spot where you couldn't practice what your developing skills were, you kept developing your skills, which I think is very unique. I think a lot of folks, they get here and they say, well, until my setting changes, I'm not going to spend time and money on Con Ed and stuff. I can't do it over here. You made the opposite decision. You took an avalanche of courses during that time. You think largely because that connection with people that were like-minded was
I think that was the big driver.
Yeah.
Like feeling very isolated in the clinics that I'm in. Yeah, this sucks. It's like I'm trying to do it different than everybody else. Yep. No one seems to really care. I want to be around people that care.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would have quit if I didn't have ice.
Yeah.
So.
You would have been doing this and said, I don't like my job.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to do that day over day, year over year.
And then the constant search for it. I mean, you moved clinics from this same group into a similar deal. You kept trying to do it your way. They apparently didn't.
They didn't like that.
Didn't like that to the point where they decided that you shouldn't be trying.
Yeah.
Got moved on. Finally got your feet. And then COVID hits. And you're in the place you kind of want to be. That doesn't open back up. Still searching. And waiting and finding that opportunity where the massage person happens to move out. You happen to know the gym owner. And now you can finally put together this beautiful blend of coaching, doing some programming, doing some PT. Now you're involved with ICE because you were kind of ride or die before anybody was. And all of a sudden, the pieces come together.
It's a good spot.
It's a good spot.
It feels good.
And it probably feels so good. And I think sometimes people that jump on and get their way early, that doesn't sound quite right. Like, it's not like these are spoiled kids, but sometimes it does line up early in more serendipitously and it's perfect from the get-go. That doesn't quite have the same satisfaction as like, I remember how bad that sucked.
I still drive by one of the clinics all the time. Like, it's how I have to drive by it to get to the freeway.
Yeah.
And every time I drive by it, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not turning in there right now.
Totally. So I ask all of you this at the end of every episode. There's people listening to this that haven't had all the pieces click yet. Mm-hmm. Most of the people listening to this might be in that category. You made the pieces click. Do you have any advice for them? As you kind of look back on your journey, I mean, you had all the bumps, but here you are. For the person listening,
Yeah.
any thoughts?
I mean, I think at some points during that, like, you have to be willing to take on a little bit more than what you're maybe wanting to at the moment if the opportunity comes up, but it doesn't quite fit in yet. But if that's the direction you want to go, like at one point when I was still full-time in the clinic, like I wanted to start maybe like doing programming stuff, or I wanted to start coaching because that would pull me at least a little bit in a direction I wanted to go. So if an opportunity came up to do that, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to add that in, even though like I can't take away from the other stuff I'm doing quite yet, and then get to a point where I could drop some hours in the clinic and open up some more flexibility, then fill that time with the next thing that would move me forward, drop more hours from what I didn't like.
Yeah.
But there definitely were points where it was like, I'm going to do more than my 40-hour work week because the opportunity is there to do more. And that's the direction I want to go.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where the ICE stuff initially started, like the admin part of ICE. I think I was still full time when I started that, but it was like, yes, I can do however many hours you want me to do a week, because that's more the direction I would like to go.
You can feel the work-life balance, folks, chiming up in their minds right now. Because that's the opposite, right? But I think you're also saying it in a very reasonable way of, for the interim, you have to.
Yeah, it's not like...
You don't need to keep working 90 hours a week.
But also knowing the things that I'm adding on are things like, yes, it's more time, but it's also the things that I feel more passionate and fulfilled by.
Yeah.
So I'm okay doing that. Like, I'm fine spending my time there.
Yep.
And then the other stuff is just the work I have to get through.
And I really think it's empowering. Like, for those of us that aren't from trust funds that have to work for a living, that's what enables you to cut back the other stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't, you have to double up for a while if you're going to get rid of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the timing is never good. Like,
Never.
I'm glad I got fired, because I don't know how I would have made the decision to make that switch to like cut more hours in the clinic or totally leave the clinic. Like, I don't know how I would have been able to logically reason that. Now on the back end, I could look back and see, oh, I did, like, nothing changed. Like, I just had to leave and it was okay. But I don't know if I would have made that decision without a bump.
Thankful for the shove.
I'm thankful for that shove.
I love it. Awesome. Rachel, I love the story. Thanks for the time.
Yep.